The Denver Nuggets with the 131-126 win. Some special fans in attendance. Cortland Sutton, Bo Nix, watching the Denver Nuggets get the dub, watching Nikola Jokic do his pregame routine. Do you think he knows?
Nikola?
Jokic is just 2 in the zone, right?
Oh, does you think Nikola knows Bo Nix?
Yeah. Do you think he knows that, like, who's watching him? No.
You know what? Nah. Once they get on the court, they're in a zone.
They obviously know who that is. Scott Hastings is in on it.
Do you think that Nikola Jokic knows Bo Nix?
No. I don't think, like, watching him on the sideline he knew. But everybody knew who Nikola Jokic was.
I don't know who you are, but I'm trying
Can we talk about Jokic's night? Because 12 of 17 from the free throw line and 3 steals found ways to be productive for Denver.
And you know what? Bo knows Nikola now. I mean,
Bo has always known Nikola. That was never the question.
Well, but he knows how he wins, though. Now Bo is 1-0.
Well, then
if you need another win, you pull Bo out, get him to the game.
Well, he's got to come back to all the rest of the games then.
Yeah.
Bo Nix and Cortland Sutton have to be here for the games.
They have to be here for the games. The Nuggets beat the Lakers when the last time they weren't here. The Lakers beat them. They just get them back to the game.
I hear
just
you.
Get
I'm
them
not
back
even
to
going to
the
fight.
Katie, that's your job. You need to get him back.
Why is it my job?
Yeah, it's your job.
All right, we have
Nikola is amazing. Yeah, but we go.
We have a fan question, so we'd like to poll the audience right now. What's your name and what is your question?
My name is Darlene, and I'd like to know what it's going to take for Joker to get his 4th MVP this season, which he so deserves.
Great question. Thank you. Thank you. We talked about this a little bit on our pregame show about how there is this nationwide acknowledgement right now that Nikola Jokic is the best basketball player in the world. And then there's like a comma, but Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's probably going to win MVP.
That's kind of how it's going.
And but okay, I hear you. I hear you. I hear you. I'm going to say 2 things here.
I didn't hear you.
One, the Nuggets still have the best basketball player on planet Earth on their team, regardless of whether or not he wins the award.
Correct.
And 2, I'm just going to remind everybody that the 1 year in this stretch that he did not win MVP, what happened?
They won a title.
Oh, that's right. They won a championship.
Yeah.
So just keep that in mind.
You know what, Katie? I look at it that's a great question by our fan. But if I'm a GM in this league, let's poll all the GM. If you were honest and you were drafting your team and you had the first pick, you could take anybody you wanted, who would you take? How do you not take Nikola
I agree
Jokic?
with you. Yeah.
That's the way I look at it.
I agree. That's what I have to say about that.
DNVR Nuggets get it. The Jokic rules. I mean, look at the defense on him right here.
Yeah.
That is how much attention he draws every single night. And that's what's required to make things difficult for him.
That's, that look for the Lakers. And we heard Michael Malone talk about 16 shot attempts from Nikola Jokic. He wants to get him up over 20 on a regular basis. Quite honestly, he would have had that. I mean, he had 17 free throw attempts. So there's just a lot of hacking and fouling on situations where he would have gotten shots up. And you can see this is what his resume is.
We don't talk about this enough. And again, maybe we take it for granted, but for a center in this league to be top 4 in assists, points, rebounds, and steals,
He had 3 steals
unheard
tonight,
of.
by the way, too.
It's unheard of. I mean.
And he also leads.
Yeah.
You know, Katie, he also leads the league in most scratches on his arms, most red marks, and we found out tonight, we'll have to count those up, those little suction cups they put on.
Yeah, he's done some cupping on his shoulder.
He did some cupping to just be, he does not want to sit. He's not one of these players that say, just give me some days off so I can get healthy.
No, Michael Malone tried to give him a day off, second game in OKC.
And what did he say to him?
He said
Absolutely
no.
not.
No what?
He said no.
It's a family program.
It's a family program.
There they are. Look at this guy.
They're doing whatever it takes to make himself
real
available
red one,
and
that
put
must be
himself
a
on the
bad
floor.
spot there,
Okay,
Katie.
I do want to just clarify the question because I don't think we've done a great job answering it. Anytime we get a chance to talk about Nikola Jokic, we just want to talk about how great he is. But realistically, with 15 games to go, what do you think it would take for him to move ahead in the race, for him to make it undeniable that he's the MVP? Do you think it's possible?
I would think it would take the Nuggets moving 3 to 4 games ahead of everybody else for second place in the West. And so if they pulled them away from the pack, plus his production and the numbers that we just saw there, that would give him the best chance right now to win. Now, look, in my previous life, I worked for the Denver Post as a sports writer, and I actually did have an MVP vote at that time. And so you're talking about a group of individuals who, if one player has won it kind of over and over and over again, you see the media kind of look toward anybody else to try to. I'm not saying correct. I'm not saying it's how it should be.
Yep.
I'm just saying that's how it is. And so for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander right now, he leads the NBA in scoring. He's obviously, OKC is way out in front of everybody else. They are using those two things to really buoy his case. And so for the Nuggets, they're going to have to really win a lot of games to end the season. Nikola's going to do this kind of thing every single night, and that's going to speak for itself. It was great that in the second game in OKC, he had, a really good game in that game. So, that's the hill that he has to climb, and we'll see.
Do you have anything to add, Bill Hanslick?
No, I agree. Finish second. Put those same numbers up, and you're a knucklehead if you don't vote for him.
Right. On that note, we're going to take another break here on Nuggets Postgame Live. The Denver Nuggets beat the Los Angeles Lakers. They are now second in the Western Conference, and Nikola Jokic is still the greatest player on the planet.
Correct.
Welcome back to Nuggets Postgame Live, presented by your Front Range Toyota stores. Jamal Murray, for the 8th time in his career, hits the field goal to tie or take the lead in the final 10 seconds of the game. He is clutch, and he is at the podium now.
Jamal, can you take us through the last couple of plays? You guys are down 3, have to execute the team. Just was the initial call for Joker on the ISO, and then you guys have to play 2-man game in the final possession?
No, the call was 2-man game, and we just we figured it out. We figured it out up top, so we kind of went to it last 4 minutes, 30 seconds. We figured it out.
You guys have so much experience going through that. Like you guys have done it year after year after year. Are you still learning things to
100%.
approach with them and just trying different things?
You talking about the Lakers or you talking about us?
Oh, you guys. Just
Oh, no, us. Yeah, no, 100%. I think chemistry is going, all over the place, and it's not just me and him. I think CB and him have a great relationship. Him and Russ, me and P-Wall keep getting better. I think we're all just kind of using the time of these unfortunate injuries to kind of get guys, used to playing with one another. So, yeah, I mean, it was good to figure it out and get the win. Most importantly, to be honest. So yeah.
How do you feel about a game like that where you get the win, when you absolutely need one? You give up 40 points in the first quarter, and Coach was just saying that had to remind the guys at half, like, we got to play harder. So, like, how in your mind do you say we take it, but
we
you
win.
know things have to change?
We just win.
Do you feel like that it's just the
It's not gonna be
structure?
perfect. I mean, it's game 60-something, right?
Right. Yeah, you got like 16 left.
Bro, like, I mean, they're a team that whenever you have a depleted lineup, you know that team's gonna play really hard. And I mean, to the credit, that was also making shots. So, yeah, of course, we could say we got to play, be better on defense and space better or whatever you think it may be. But most importantly, when you win, I think that says a lot as well too. So we'll take it. It ain't gonna be pretty, and we also going into a back-to-back. So we'll take it.
Just kind of piggybacking off of that, how important, when you have a Western Conference that's clumped up like this, is it just for you
Just
guys
win.
to power wins?
Just win.
Yeah.
Like
How
I said.
important is that? Just keep pounding wins.
Just wins. I mean, teams are going to do what they do, and they're going to try to make it tough. And that if you lose one game, it can be a huge swing of the standings. So, like I said, most importantly is getting through the adversity and winning. Like I said, that means a lot as well. That holds a lot of weight. And I think just us kind of getting back to the good habits. The good habits that we possess. We just got to keep practicing them and have a better start. This is all learning too. get to learn about ourselves when we play against teams like that, and have to work for the win. It's not going to be come off and I'm open every time. It's not going to be a clean post entry every single time. That doesn't make you better, right? So I think all this will help. Like I said, I keep saying it, the win is the priority, and we got it done.
Coach Malone said he's got to find a way to get you and Nikola in the 20-25 shot range, knowing Nikola is always going to look for the open man, whoever it is, when they're there. How do you see that playing out in your role in getting the shot attempts up for both of you?
I would love to shoot 25, 30 times a night. What are you telling me?
So does your coach.
Yeah, 100%, but I'm also trying to win. I have the best player in the world, 3-time, about to be 4-time MVP. I'm not going to force it, you know what I'm saying? I might have it going, and I might get to 25, 100%, but that's all. For me, it's on the flow of the game. I don't like to come down and force, especially when I have the teammates that I have. So, if he wants to run a couple more plays or find me in transition a little bit more, then so be it. But I'm not complaining about shots. I just want us to play the right way and get the dub. So that's all that really matters, bro.
What do you want?
Katie, I think that's look, first of all, that's very noble of him to say that, right? It's just about the win. But also, when he shoots 20 or more, they win. So,
Sure.
Look,
He
the
only
Nuggets
shot
are
16 times, though, Dubs.
Yeah, correct. But that was his point today, which was his point was, well, I just want to win the game. I think in where the Nuggets are right now, especially when you're trying to find production off the bench and how are you generating those kinds of things, you have to lean into your starters a whole lot more, and you have to lean into Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic a whole lot more. 16 shot attempts for both of them. Okay, that's fine, but that's not where this team needs to be anymore. They could have been that way in the year that they won the title, but just because defensively they were much better. There was a lot more depth in terms of scoring and production. That's not that team that they are right now. So lean into your best players.
Well, you take on the identity of your best player most of the time, and I think we've seen that more and more when it comes to Jamal Murray. That answer could have been Nikola Jokic answering that question of I'm not going to force anything.
Which is exactly what he would say too.
Gives me. And so then I think the question becomes, how do you work more action into the game for them so they don't feel like they're forcing it? Because then you get to a point, two hands, where they're starting to put pressure on themselves to take more shots.
Yeah, and a little misleading because although Joker had 16 attempts, he had 17 free throw attempts. Jamal had 3 free throw attempts, but Jamal was just so efficient. I like his game like that where he doesn't force it, and they were scoring. It's not like, okay, you're in the low 100s and you got to get more points. No, he was there and he hit the big shots when you really had to have them.
And Hans, if it's 16 field goal attempts, but he came out super aggressive, and that's just what it ended up being at the end of the night, cool. But his fourth quarter was huge.
Yeah.
To get to 16 field goal attempts, he had a lot in the fourth quarter. And so that just means that through 3 quarters, he was probably hovering around 11 or 12 field goal attempts.
Yep.
And that's just, certainly that number has to be higher.
Let's talk about another player on this team that didn't force the issue but was still aggressive, Aaron Gordon, in his return. 17 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists. The first time this year he's reached those numbers in a game. What did you see from AG in his return?
First I was surprised the amount of minutes he played because he looked really good. He looked healthy, had a lot of spark. And again, I'm marveling at his ability to knock down three-point attempt, 3 for 6, and he made free throws. His shooting this year has improved immensely, and somebody that's far along in their career, usually you don't see that. But maybe, as you said, it's the warehouse.
It's the warehouse.
Hoop court.
It's buckets at the warehouse.
Buckets at the warehouse hoop court. I like it.
He didn't even have to take that many shots. He took 6. 4 of them were 3-pointers. And that, quite honestly, that ratio is very unusual for Aaron Gordon. But 10 free throws says that he was definitely being very aggressive. And I thought that this was a really nice game for him, patient game, right? You didn't force anything. You were physical. You played to your strengths. They rewarded you with all the free throws, and you made them, to Hans' point.
Yeah.
So
32 minutes.
Yeah. Yep.
Great night for AG.
All right, we're going to take another break here on Nuggets Post Game Live. The Denver Nuggets beat the Los Angeles Lakers here at home. First game of a back-to-back. The Washington Wizards were in the house, allegedly,
Wow.
taking in this one to take on the Nuggets tomorrow.